We received reports from the social media. There was a communication from the RDC that described what had happened, transpired. And then there was a communication from the military spokesperson. And the third one, there was a communication from the regional police, Ochora region spokesperson. Now, when you look at all this communication, they never add up. The RDC says the death happened at 2 a.m. The police says at 10. So now we don't know which is which. And of course, nobody has come to us clearly as to why he worked at night when he's meant to be working at day. And that was not an emergency for us to say that it is considered a special case. The postmortem report came, but we participated. There was a family representation when they were conducting their investigation. One, the report from the police was that it was a gunshot wound. And that's what the doctor wrote. But then the doctor opened the intestine of the deceased and even went ahead to cutting the intestines in order to check whether the bullets were hidden there. There was no bullet inside him. And I don't doubt this doctor, but he made a statement that we all kept questioning, that probably the bullet came back from where it entered. So we're wondering whether this was laser controlled, so that it goes, hits, and once it's dead, it comes back. The way it went, we cannot explain that. That is one point. And this keeps adding up into the questions that we continue having.
Exactly, according to the postmortem report, what shows now that killed the person?
What shows? There is a wound. There is something that pierced through the body. But for all of us, we've known that a bullet is a round thing. But this one is a sliced thing, like something cut with a razor or a knife or something. It's, if you look at the jacket that we even have here, the cut is like 4 centimeters long. So we expect a bullet penetrating to form a circle, a hole, which is round. So for us as a family, we don't believe he was killed by a bullet. We think.
Talk about police report also.
Yeah, and when the RDC came here, we asked the RDC that we are not going to cooperate with them until they give us a comprehensive and convincing report of what happened to our son. A number of people came. The RDC came, and then later those DVO and the DPC came. Then the RDC came again. His other question was, where do they participate? Where do they contribute? And we did not give them space to do that. Then when we gave them a condition to come back with a written report, they came with this report, which the police signed. And this report literally tells you nothing new from what we saw on the social media. The thing that you see in the cloth, the jacket, something pierced from behind, but of course it's not a round hole. And then an officer going on duty, you wouldn't expect to see dust on the trousers. So the trouser is like it was being dragged on the ground. And then, being a professional, we don't expect him to go to the kraal using an open shoes like him. So it appears, and they got him with an open shoes. So we are saying, now, these things don't add up. We have his pictures that he was sharing. I'm going to the field, he's always in gumboots. So these are the areas that we think there is something wrong.
Do you have any belief, any suggestion to believe that perhaps he has been described as someone who is very honest? Do you suggest that perhaps his honesty could have been, given the fact circumstances that there is eviction and, someone is honest? Do you think there is a foul play in all this, the exercise that he was called?
We quite cannot tell. But of course, these are questions lingering in our mind. What was the reason? What was the reason? Why did they have to take his life? And then somebody does not want to take responsibility. They are giving us that some soldier. And we know that the president has said it time and again, that our soldiers are professional soldiers. And I wouldn't expect a professional soldier to sit behind a pickup like this and aim his gun at the cabin. Supposing it was because it was a DSO's car, supposing it was the DSO sitting there, what would have happened? And what actions would they have taken? Just imagine that this accident occurred, if it was truly an accident, and the bullet, be it stray or whatever, hit the DSO in that car. What would have happened now? And now that it hit a doctor, what has happened? Who is a civilian? So these are things that we're asking ourselves.
Did the family ever take a look at the car that
yes, we did.
He was reportedly carried?
Yes, we did.
So, how was the condition of the car?
What we saw, there was a bullet that penetrated. The bullet penetrated the body of the pickup, this carrier behind. Then it went through the body of the cabin. It hit the chair. And then it was like getting up. And what does not add up is how did this bullet hit the leg of the soldier? And how did it rise from that floor up to hit somebody who is inside? So these are all question marks that we can't answer. That's why we don't take this report seriously.
Any blood stains on the vehicle?
There was blood behind, and we are asking ourselves, was this really the blood of the other soldier? Or since they had gone for animals, did they slaughter some goat or something there? This guy who was hit from inside, there was no blood. There was a small stain that was left on the seat. But blood to flow, nothing. We even turned those chairs, checked, there was no bullet inside.